Is it possible that LeBron James could be finally on the decline? Now, he's had a historic career. He's had a career filled with longevity. He has pretty much every record from an individual standpoint in NBA history, and he's a GOAT candidate, absolutely. But in this recent slide where the Lakers have gone 3-7, we're seeing that LeBron may be finally succumbing to father time. LeBron's recent play has dropped off, where he went through a 6-game stretch in particular where he averaged 42% and had a streak of missing 19 consecutive three-pointers, including an eye-popping no-show against the Minnesota Timberwolves where he went just 4 out of 16. Thankfully was able to keep his 10-point plus game streak alive. Still got blown out by the Minnesota Timberwolves, and the following game against the Miami Heat was actually better performance from him individually, but the Lakers as a whole suffered a 41-point blowout, one of the worst losses in LeBron's career. The troubling thing is that LeBron actually has been off not just for this year, but maybe even a couple of years in the past. I mean, look at the postseasons where since the Lakers have won the title, you actually haven't seen a lot of production out of LeBron, and it really takes the Lakers to be pushed to the brink of elimination for him to churn back the clock and channel maybe peak prime LeBron James. And of course, this guy is in his late 30s. He's turning 40 at the end of this month. He's on borrowed time, let's just be honest, but maybe it's finally time that LeBron is seeing the end of his career. This year's Lakers actually have been better with LeBron off the court, which is astounding considering his goated like status. Looking at the defensive side, I mean, we've known LeBron hasn't been great defensively. That's just a part of age. But again, they've been much better with him off the court than on the court. The other thing where we're seeing before, he's been able to accumulate stats. That's one of his biggest strengths of his career. Even despite maybe having kind of a down year in terms of points per game output, I think the biggest attributing factor to that is just his lack of ability to drive to the basket. He's just not being aggressive anymore. Maybe it's a lack of burst, because the drive to the basket are just not happening. We're seeing him settle for jump shots, and that's really the first sign that a player whose bread and butter is getting to the paint, getting to the cup, is just not at the same capacity where he once was. This year alone, LeBron actually averages a career low in free throw attempts a game, 4.5, only is shooting 28% at the rim, and the elevation is certainly lacking. There was a couple times where LeBron, probably in his prime, could have slammed the ball home for an emphatic dunk, but instead takes a little bit of a bunny hop and guides the ball into the hoop for a kind of a softer slam. Of course, we've been talking about age. He's almost 40. It's only a matter of time till the body breaks down. It's just not the same as what it used to be. He does also seem a little bit disengaged, and that's just a tall-telling sign that the Lakers are in trouble. It's been a decent start, but the recent few games have kind of destroyed that good start. And they went from a top 4 or 5 seed in the West to now being on the brink of missing the playoffs entirely. They're in the thick of the play-in tournament. That's kind of the team that they have been post-bubble championship in 2020. Maybe he's disengaged, maybe he's in a slump, but who's to say that after going through the trials and tribulations of another season, is it finally say that LeBron's on the decline and maybe by season's end he will finally hang it up and retire?